It is not uncommon for me these days to spontaneously well up with tears, and there's one particular trigger I'd like to talk about. I'm not always being stoic, because there are plenty of times when I just don't need to be, because life is being lovely to me at that time. But there are plenty of times when stoicism does feel like my best option, my best choice. So, one of the triggers that brings me to tears during these times that call me to endure. I will be stoically being brave in the face of the circumstances, whatever they might be. And it will occur to me that I could ask Sally for some assistance. So I ask her for some. But I ask it stoically, without expectation of what form the assistance will show up as when it does arrive. Because I know from experience that Sally giving me what I've asked for, and Sally giving me what I thought it would look like, can be wildly different from each other. I try my best to pay attention to these differences, because they are often a case of what I am imagining I am asking for turns out to be an inversion of what it actually turns out to be. And this happens because so many of my expectations are born of lie culture. And lie culture believes the inversion of the truth. So, I ask for assistance. Then I get on with whatever I need or wish to get on with. Sally provides the assistance I requested in some form or other. And I'm not surprised that she has provided it. Not anymore. But I'm almost always surprised by the manner in which she does it. Sometimes it's just something that makes me smile, and I thank her. I always thank her. But there are also times when she answers my call for help in such a beautiful, lovely, unlooked for way that this wave of deep, deep gratitude expands inside me and emits out into the world because there's just so much of it. And tears well in my eyes because the feeling of being loved and cared for that I'm experiencing right then surpasses anything I've felt in my life for a long, long time. I was thinking about this recently, and I wondered, why should that be a cause for tears? Why should an especially happy moment come hand in hand with tears of grief? And of course, it's really very simple. They are tears of relief. The relief is of the release of pressure. The pressure of being stoic in the face of the lack of love. You know, there are fish that live so deep in the ocean that if they're brought to the surface, they explode because they're no longer being crushed and held together by pressure. On the emotional level, that is us. That is what it's like for all of us here in self-polarization. The pent-up stoicism and trauma begins to be released when and because you are having the experience and the awareness of being truly unconditionally loved in that moment. And the feeling of that stored up stoicism and trauma passing through you as it leaves brings with it the tears of that built up tension of stoicism and bravery and hurt. You guys You have no idea, I don't think, personally, of how brave and strong you are. For you guys, it's what? It's just another day, much like all the ones that went before. You're so brave and strong and so used to it that it doesn't actually impress you very much anymore. You don't impress you very much, which is utterly ridiculous. As I'm constantly saying, lie culture teaches us the inversion of truth. But stop right now to a hard full stop and just take a moment to consider the sheer amount of lack of love you have been faced with in your life. But you have to look at it honestly. And you can't discount the times that you thought were love at the time, but then later discovered were not love at all. I wish for you to understand. Lie culture was the inevitable best we could do in the face of complete collective amnesia of who we are. And to live through this shared self-polarization has required of us the most incredible strength and bravery. And now we're like deep-sea pressure fish who burst into tears at the merest touch of unconditional love. It pains me so much to see so many of you defend so fiercely the culture that specifically takes real love away. Whichever cultures you love the best, it doesn't matter. They are all products of and responses to the culture, the wider world culture, none less than another. Each is its own specific response to the great lie, and that is what they all have in common. No matter how different from each other these responses may be, they are still all responses to believing the great lie. I am not at war with your culture as I go about my day. I'm not thinking about it. My attention is on me being myself, taking care of myself, loving myself, doing the best I can to bring myself that which makes me weep tears of joy. I know it is seen as heresy in lie culture to be disparaging about culture at all. But I'm sorry. Lie culture is the harshest, most painful part of our being born. When I say now that it's utter shit, I'm just saying it's an excruciating time. We are incredible through it all, despite our culture, not because of it. We are incredible through it all because we are incredible.